En la primavera de 1992 planearon una gira junto con Guns N' Roses.
We wanted to get the two biggest bands together on one bill and do a stadium tour across America.
I'd always had an infatuation with Guns N' Roses. Always had an infatuation with bands that are unpredictable and dangerous.
We learned a lot that summer. We learned what not to do as a rock band.
La trágica gira estuvo plagada de cancelaciones y cambios de última hora debido a los problemas de garganta del cantante de Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose. Luego, el 8 de agosto de 1992, las dos bandas estaban dando un concierto en el Estadio Olímpico de Montreal cuando sobrevino el desastre.
During Fade to Black, I'm up there playing the part, and these colored flames are going off. I'm a little confused on where I should be. I walk forward, I walk back.
We have these flashes of magnesium that burns at 1,200 degrees, 1,800 degrees, who knows, but hot enough to melt metal.
The pyro guy doesn't see me that I've walked back out there. A big colored flame goes right up under me. And instantly I, squint and turn.
James Hetfield looks like that torch that they carry up the stairs to light the Olympic fire.
So I'm burnt, all my arm, my hand completely down to the bone. Side of my face, hair gone, part of my back.
I said, "You all right, man?" He looked at me and he was shaking, and he brought up his hand, and I could literally see the skin rising off his hand and blister.
We see some guy come up and dump him with water and then cover him.
Well, that felt great for a second. Then I looked down and watched the skin just rising and things going wrong.
Total confusion. And adding to the mix, 50,000 people.
This is in Montreal, French speaking everywhere. We're trying to explain what's going on. Can we get to a hospital, please? A hospital, yes.
And his skin is bubbling like on the Toxic Avenger.
They're calling, for an ambulance. And, the security guys are kind of walking around, and the one guy bumps into my hand, I remember. And I just lost it. I screamed. I punched him right in the nuts.
I'm going, oh my God, it's over. Oh my God, our band is done.
Lars tomó el micrófono para calmar a una turba agitada y furiosa.
There was an incident with the pyrotechnics. Unfortunately, James is on his way to the hospital right now, and we're very sorry, but we can't continue the concert for you guys tonight.
This is pain I've never felt in my whole life. And it won't go away. I'm freaking at this point, Anxiety, we got to get moving.
We got him into ER. The doctors and nurses, they were great. They cut off his rings, his fingers were swelling. It was not a pretty sight. Because with the pain he was still going through and the unknown future that this was pointing the way to, one of his first thoughts was getting the replacement guitar guy to make sure the tour didn't have to stop.
James sufrió quemaduras de segundo y tercer grado en su mano izquierda y ambos brazos. Se había parado encima de una torre de 4 metros de altura que lanzaba una llamarada de 3.200 grados y había sobrevivido. Pero su futuro con la banda era incierto. Entre tanto, en el estadio, la multitud esperaba ansiosa la presentación de Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses could have come out and saved the day by going on and playing a 3-hour blistering set.
That didn't happen. He took his whole band off stage, and that's when all hell broke loose.
A continuación,
Of the day, we continue the show, and the band plays on, and we're here to bring music, and he throws this fit.
Axl's monitor system wasn't to his liking. Then Storm 2 of the evening kind of happened.
He said something into the mic and just threw it down and walked off stage. Axl didn't want to be outdone, and that's when all hell broke loose.
So the kids start freaking, turning over cop cars, fighting the police, burning everything inside.
People just storming into the grandstands and destroying everything. Some cars were on fire, there were people hurt, and we couldn't leave.
I go and light myself on fire, and he upstages me.
And so we went into their dressing room, and they're acting like nothing happened.
Axl's down there with the cigarette holder in one hand and the champagne glass in the other. So my voice is giving me trouble. Your voice is giving me trouble. You shouldn't probably be drinking or smoking.
And it reminded me of what it must have looked like when Rome burned and Nero played a fiddle.
We can relate to Axl and his attitude, So we learned quite a bit on what not to do.